Hey there, Dominic St-Pierre. You're listening to Go Podcast. So let's do a quick return on the last week episode. So where I was talking about the very strange issue that I had on an old production application in Go, but a couple of people, reach out, and this is just an unknown, and I fully understand that it's there's no explanation. I don't have more explanation. I'm the only thing that I know is that it was working, and suddenly it was not. So I know that usually when we do software engineering, this is kind of impossible. This sentence is just not part of our life, and this is exactly what's killing me. But I've decided to put that in the folder. Let's forget about that. I don't understand that one. So again, if you haven't listened to that, I think it's interesting. So yeah, Go 1.22 is coming soon, and I think it will be a very nice update with the new HTTP changes for the new way of doing routing and whatnot. I mean, it will have a small impact, I think, and I can't wait to see that in action and to use it maybe in production fairly quickly. What I was talking though is that I wonder if I will have some urge to change my old programs, my old servers with that, because I believe that once we will be used to the new way of, or at least this improved way of doing things. I mean, if for the programs that were using the standard library flat or straight, it might be tempting to upgrade that. I don't know. This is a TBD, I think. So today, what I want to talk about? Well, I want to talk about software engineering interviews and onboarding in general, and talking from the side of the interviewer more than the software engineer that is coming to pass the interview and start the onboarding. So by talking about, I will talk about both sides, but the point is if you are a junior developer and you are doing a lot of interviews, I think that this might help to see the other way of the table, or whatever, the other side of the table. So yeah, this is a, I don't know. I don't know how to put that, in a way that will not sound negative or anything like that. But I think that this entire process is just a shitty one. There's no other way to say that. To be frank, from both sides of the table, probably. And to be frank, I haven't passed any interviews in years. But still, I have been the one that was giving the interview and choosing the candidates and whatnot. And there's no right way to do that. It's just a pain point for both sides. And I believe if we had another completely different ways of doing that, it would be way better. But this is what we have. So what I'm talking about exactly? Well, how can you make sure that the software engineer that is currently talking to you is going to be a super great fit in the long term? So there's just no way. And even for companies that are doing 2 or 3 interviews and even code test and things like that, those are just very strange to me. And sometimes maybe I can tell the story of my the last interview that I I did as someone that was kind of looking for something. So let's go back in 2000. I think it was like 17 or 18. Yeah, probably 17. So I just terminated a kind of a SaaS product that did not really worked. So we were like 3 co-founders in this. I started the product myself, and I onboarded two co-founder a little bit after the first version launch, if you will. But suffice to say that from 2016 to 2018, yes, I did that. So what it was, well, the product was called, well, it's still live, by the way, but I mean it was called Roadmap, and it was basically a software to grab customer feedback. So let's say that you have a SaaS, and you have user that are using your software, and you want them to give you some feedback. And this application was kind of helping with triaging those feedbacks, and creating a backlog and syncing that to project management software. I mean it was decently, and when I say it failed, it kind of reached a decently enough paying customers, but yes, we failed to give us a salary, and we decided to go all in on that project. So I mean, after 2 years, well, what can you do? So after that, I was really enjoying this this space, to be frank. So I've looked at other companies that started a little bit at the same times as us, and for some reason they were picking a lot of traction. For some reason, I think product to product we were very, very similar, but yeah, they would clearly be better at marketing. It's always sales and marketing in SaaS, but yes. So I reached out to the CEO of that company. So basically, I was the founder and CTO of Roadmap. So I was someone that acquired a kind of a decently solid enough knowledge of the the space and whatnot. I talked to customers. I was doing support, sales, and engineering, of course, and whatnot. So I mean, the talk that I had with the CEO was just A1. I mean, they were like, hell yeah. I mean, you seems to be exactly what we would need. And I knew that they were looking for some developer, because I saw they tweeted that, whatever. So I mean, so she said, all right, I will set up something with my CTO, my head of engineering, and you will discuss a little bit. So I thought it was going to be like a smooth discussion. So let's see what exactly. Can we talk like normal human? Just talk about technology and software engineering in general. What do you know about that? But no, I mean, it was a freaking coding test, and I'm not a computer science. I'm a software engineer. I'm a programmer, basically. So I'm applying to a company that is doing fucking customer success, fucking customer feedback. There's no computer science. You don't need to have binary trees and search and whatever. There's none of that shit. So I was extremely put off by this, but I did that, and it was fine. I mean, it was I don't recall exactly. It was kind of something that needed some recursion and whatnot, but again, I mean, there was some difficulties, because as you might know, I keep saying that, but I'm a blind developer. So I mean, they were using some kind of tool, an online tool. So I was not on my editor, and there were some visual issues that I was having, which I communicated but I mean it was extremely cold. So I was on the side of the person that was receiving, or at least having to pass some kind of interview, and I was like, seriously, you know what, this is just, and they replied to me a couple of days after and said something like, oh, it's not going to work, and I was like, okay, I mean, seriously, and it's kind of a, it hurts, to be frank. I mean, it's like, really, I mean, come on, I just built a freaking product in the same space. So I was kind of pissed off for like 5 minutes, and after that I said, you know what, whatever. I don't care. And I was thinking to myself, well, I'm the one that is usually giving the interviews and picking the candidate myself. I did that for years. And my interviews are not I don't know. I don't try to corner people. I don't try to have them prove that they have studied at university and it's. And yes, I think I will open a big parenthesis in here, but let's continue to dive deep, because I think it's worth it. So I'm coming from a world that we did homeschool with our child, for the entire in Quebec we have 1 to 6, which is primary school, and after that it's high school, which is 1 to 5, and after that, so we did the all 11 years homeschool, and that that's a little bit what I'm talking about when I say, when I give interviews to candidates, I don't care that they can pass an exam at school or something like that, and I might not have the right words here to say what I want to say, but I don't care that they can memorize an algorithm and things like that. Are they able to solve problem? Are they able to be in the real world and contribute to the company that they might join? So that is way more important to me than knowing that they studied like crazy before taking this interview, and now they know like 20 usual problems that I mean, this has no value to me. I don't give a fuck about them having a good memory and not being able to solve any problem. So I never use that in my interviews, and to be frank, I mean, this goes end to end with the onboarding after that, because if you present some more legit questions and maybe some problem, more real world problem, and you kind of ask to the candidate, how would you attack that directly and things like that, more like of a discussion, and more like, I don't want you to regurgitate what you've done for the last 8 hours yesterday. I want to know what do you know exactly. Are you going to be able to tackle a problem and find some solution without having to resort to someone telling you exactly what to do? So I mean, this is way important. So that's why I'm talking about high school as well, homeschooling and things like that, because to be frank, I mean, at school they expect you to pass an exam at the end. That's it. I mean, they don't really care if you if you really understand something. They just care about, are you able to memorize enough data in your head, and are you able to understand the kind of questions that everyone needs to have the same question and things like that? Are you able to translate that? So I mean, this skills to me has almost zero value, to be frank. And it might be my personal opinion. You might think otherwise. It's it's all fine, but I'm just saying that if you are the one that give interviews to candidates, you know, try to change it. It's not because the majority of the industry is doing that it's good. I mean, I don't think it is. Those kind of tests are just shitty things, to be frank. And yeah, I mean, this is not what I think should be done. More than let's just try to see if this person in front of you is going to be able to contribute or not, and that's mostly it. So again, I mean, this might be, and I don't know how it seems and things like that, but yeah, and the onboarding after that, please for try to put some effort in your onboarding. The success of someone joining a company or a team, it will all depends on the onboarding. Mostly, I would say it's 90% onboarding and 10% the person. So doing some efforts to make sure that as a software engineer, what they will need, well, they will need a development environment that works. Let's kind of make sure that their first 2 weeks is kind of flawless, and they don't have any kind of major roadblocks that they just say, wow, I cannot do this, or this is not working for me. And so just making sure that the onboarding is smooth for the first, I would say, 1 month, and especially if you are going to hire some younger developer, junior, or maybe some intermediate. Even after 2 years, 3 years of experience, people might still need to make sure that, and especially younger people today with anxiety and things like that, so they don't want to they don't want to mess around. They just want a smooth experience, which I totally understand. I'm not on the camp of older people say, oh, you know what, the kids these days. No, not at all. I mean, please, as the company, as the team leader, whatever, make your efforts to make sure that the candidates that you are hiring are just going to have a smooth experience, and it will be fine after a couple of weeks, 1 month, 2 months, whatever. Those efforts from the part of the team and company will be worth it, I think. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unpack probably, but how I like to keep those episodes very, very short. But I think the interview process is, I don't know, it's not good. It's just not good at all. And in bigger company, it's crazier than that. I mean, yes, I don't know. It's by the time that you are meeting with a technical person, and sometimes they are just not good at doing interviews. It's an art, and it's not everyone that is good at that. And when you find someone that is not really good, it's very hard for you as the interviewee to to have success. So if you are in that situation, don't put that too much on your shoulders. There's two sides on that table. I have been on both sides. Both sides sucks, to be frank. It's just not fun. It's just the worst, to be frank, because you don't really know. You cannot really know with 2 or 3 interviews if everyone's going to be a good fit. And it's fine if it's not, but it's just, yeah, it's just not very fun. I mean, yes. So, but this is what it is. And if you are in position that that are doing interviews, then yes, I hope that this I don't know, this small stories might want to make you try other things maybe, and especially if you hired a couple of people that that after all it did not really work. So yeah, they might have aced this computer science problem, but they never really were able to do anything meaningful. So yeah, again, that's it for this week. See you next week.